earlier this season on Hot Stove, we had news that Huntington, West Virginia was going to get back into the Appalachian League. And that's how you say it, by the way.
Are you sure it's not Appalachian?
I'm positive.
Say it again?
Appalachian.
That's I've been saying it wrong since I've...
Back in that part of the world. Appalachian. So it's exciting. Okay. When we had the news that they were getting back, they're going to play at Marshall University. We didn't know the name of the team. We didn't know any personnel. We didn't know anything about it. But today we have news. And in fact, the folks that are running that team, and we'll wait to do the reveal, put out a pretty cool sizzle video. Check this out. They are to be called the Tri-State Coalcats because Huntington, West Virginia sits right on the tip. Huntington, Ashland, Ironton, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, right there. You've got 3 states to feed from. Huntington is a vibrant town with Marshall University. They're getting minor league baseball back as an Appalachian League team. I just made the mistake myself. And the logo's out. Check it out. Al, Quad X for you. Here's a lid. And they have named a skipper, too. Longtime big leaguer Tommy Gregg, who applied his craft with the Atlanta Braves in the late 80s and early 90s, joins us. He's got the logo on. Tommy, good morning, skipper. How we doing?
Good morning, Matt, Al. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, this is exciting, man. Not only for folks in that part of the country, but for you personally to manage a brand new club. Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, let me say how exciting I am to be a part of this team that is bringing the Appy League baseball back to the tri-state Huntington area. I mean, I think it's been about 30 years. So I want to give a shout out to our Vice President of Operations, Sean Collins, and our General Manager, Jason Camp, who put long hours into getting this thing going and off the ground. And I know they're excited to make sure that this thing gets started right. And they partnered with Marshall University, who's been fantastic as far as getting together and creating a team image about what they wanted with the respect of the tri-state area and the history there in Huntington. And man, they knocked it out of the park with this logo designs. I think a lot of people are going to want this swag for sure.
Tommy, good to see you and hear you. But this is a college wood bat league, right? It's guys that can be draft eligible. So, what kind of? I know you were hitting coach last year for Pulaski team. What kind of players? I know there's kind of a pull for players to go to the Cape Cod League and here. Give us a sense of the type of players that go there.
Well, yeah, this is becoming a premier league for college baseball players. We want to rival the Cape Cod League, obviously, to get there. Obviously backed by Major League Baseball. Brian Graham is the captain of the ship running, trying to get this league in the right direction, which he has. But, yeah, these kids are young. They're freshmen, sophomores. We'll add in some older guys. They're kids that are D1 majority of the time. These kids can play. It's competitive baseball. We have an all-star game. We have a showcase where one day we take all the players and they get in front of Major League Scouts and get to show off their skills. So there's a lot going on in this league. Plus, I know you mentioned Dennis Cook managing. It's crazy the number of veteran Major League, ex-Major League players that are coaching in this league and the resume they bring for these players. So if I'm a college player, I'm trying to knock the door in and getting in this league.
I'm looking at the website for the Appy League right now, Tommy. Solomon Torres is your pitching coach. I mean, Giants fans are delighted to hear that Solomon's back out there. What kind of dialogue have you had with your staff in preparing for opening day?
Yeah, we're all excited about it. We're talking and just trading back ideas about what we want to do. Once we get there, we'll just sit down and get organized. I like to be as organized as I can right off the bat with details of what we're going to do going forward. And, we're going to have a lot of players. I know we have 4 Marshall players that are going to be on the team. And that's exciting for the people to watch those guys play in front of hey, look, we have a brand new stadium, too. This is a multi-million-dollar athletic, AstroTurf Stadium. So there's a lot going on there in Huntington, and our coaching staff are ready to go.
You obviously love coaching. You coached at 4 different organizations after 9 years playing as a big leaguer. What do you like about coaching? How does this differ than coaching minor league players?
Well, last year I probably had the best time I had coaching because there was no restraints, no restrictions on me. I could be myself and kind of say and do what I wanted. And for me, the main thing last year was trying to have an impact on some of these players. I mean, when you're in college, it's hard to break muscle memory sometimes, but you can help tweak a kid and suggest things that you think can make him better. And that's what I did. And I really felt like last year I had an impact on a few players. And that's all I want as a coach. I just want to make kids better, whether it's baseball or life in general. And that's what I'm going to do this year. I want the kids to come play for me, and I want them to understand there's no pressure. We're going to have some fun. But, of course, when you're winning, it's a lot more fun. And I expect them to play hard and compete hard to give the fans something to root for.
All right, Tommy, I got to give you some serious props because when I first saw you, I thought you were going to be a future Hall of Famer. Maddie, I'm not kidding, and I'm not pandering to our guest. 1987, AA Harrisburg. Look at these numbers, folks. 461 at-bats, 550 plate appearances. This was like high school numbers. This is AA baseball. And you were phenomenal. I remember, going over and facing you guys there in Harrisburg. I was in Albany, but I said, oh, my God, this guy, you can't get him out. And, oh, by the way, the numbers that 84 walks in the 468 1ABs and 47 punch-outs. Dude put the ball in play all the time. Tommy, why didn't you make the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. That was one of the greatest years in the history of baseball.
I'm telling you, you got called right up to the big leagues from there. You didn't even go to
you know what? It started out kind of iffy going into June. I was hitting okay, and something clicked. I can't tell you exactly what. I just mainly relaxed and just started having more confidence, trust in myself, and not worried about what people think and the organization thinks. I just started playing to have some fun, and man, I took off. And like you said, I just felt like nobody could get me out. And then I went to the big leagues in September, and the rest is history. Getting to the Braves and playing for a couple other organizations.
How was it with Jim Leyland?
Oh, man. Jim was
Hall of
he
Famer.
was fun, let me tell you that. So I tell everybody the difference. Now, I played with Bobby Cox and Jim Leyland, so I just know you can see the difference in there. You got Grandpa and you got wild man Jim Leyland, who smoked cigarettes in the dugout and threw spreads all over the place if you had a bad game. So what a contrast that was for me.
We have a theme on the program the last couple days, Tommy. We're talking so much about Wake Forest baseball. It's unbelievable. You're a Wake Forest guy. But I want to ask you about not that great AA year, but in 92, you're a Brave. You came up with the Pirates, however. That NLCS had to be unbelievable for you, that experience. Sid Bream, Francisco Cabrera. Where were you? Were you with the club? I know that you didn't have a whole lot of big league appearances that year. Tell us about where you were when that memorable postseason occurrence happened.
Well, yes, I was with the club majority of the season. I did get injured, so I didn't get put on the playoff roster, but I was there with them. It was just one of those magical things. Everything in that city since we played in '91 in the World Series, it just became magical with the Tom Hall chop, and now we're filling stadiums. And when that happened, when Francisco knocked in Sid, your heart was just pounding. You're trying to push Sid around third base and try to get him there. And I mean, if that ball was a little more straight on to Barry Bonds and he didn't have to make a little bit of a turn, it would have been a lot closer. I mean, it was close, but I'm glad we didn't have a replay back then. But look, 91 World Series for me was awesome. One of the greatest World Series against the Minnesota Twins with John Smoltz battling it out with Jack Morris in that 10-inning game. That was also amazing for me.
Boy, the kids that you got on this team are going to benefit from your lifetime in baseball, your experiences. Tommy, we appreciate the visit. We're going to say it all together. Go Colecats. Congratulations on all this. Exciting for the folks in Huntington, Ashland, and Ironton. Way to go.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on.